So I've arrived at the nature reserve and there was apparently a black-necked grebe here yesterday. So I'm just going to have a look for that, if I can identify it. Yeah, they've done a lot of work here. It's a really nice nature reserve now. They've got a new visitor centre and everything, so it's the first time I've been here in, must be over a year now. Yeah, so really looking forward to it. Thomas is inside, so let's go. So, got the grebe, nailed it, right up the fog locker. Not bad for a bog-eyed pixie, eh Lionel? I don't know if you ever saw a programme on TV called Detectorists. Now I absolutely loved it, but I think it was quite an acquired taste and I don't quite know how popular it was, but I thought it was excellent. A comedy sort of based on people with quirky or what may be deemed quite eccentric hobbies. And I always thought they should do one for bird watchers. Which would probably be equally as unpopular. That's if Detectorist was unpopular. I thought it was wonderful. But this is a sign that the Illuminati have been here, I think. Hello, next up is my review that I promised. Don't watch it, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. It makes me seasick watching it back. It is a terrible, terrible review, but I said I would do it. So unless you're the one person who actually wanted to see it, don't watch it. And even you, mate, you're not going to like it. I promise I'll do a better one later. Alright guys, here's a really... Oh god. Oh, that's porridge, sorry. Alright, just a really quick review of this angle grinder, because I've got a date with a... Oh, I've got a date with a rare bird. Right, this is the it's an angle grinder. It's a grindette, so it's got your standard 115mm diameter discs that it takes. I've only had this a couple of days. I've been using the soft pad on it to get some carpet adhesive off a metal pole. So I've not actually done any grinding with it, but what I have used, I've been very impressed with it. It costs me £60 from Screwfix, that includes VAT, which, you know, bearing in mind you can get angle grinders for £35. I had a Bosch Professional angle grinder and that cost £35, but this is, it's just superior. One thing I didn't like about the Bosch is it had a really short lead. This has got a much longer lead. It's probably a couple of meters, meter and a half. The Bosch had a 600 watt motor. This has an 1100 watt motor, so it's much more powerful. It is heavier, but not overly so. Sorry, this is the 200 and off-site 240 volt version. Lead is about 1.5 meters, and it's lovely and thick and sturdy, and it's not going to shred if someone goes over it with a hoover. At no load speed, the RPM is 1100, which is great for what I'm using it for. Lock on here to turn your angle grinder on is it locks on. There's no trigger on a lot of models, even cheaper models. You have a trigger here, which can be quite handy for more control. This doesn't have that, so it is literally just on or off. One thing I quite like about this is the guard. It has these settings where you can just turn them round and they will just click nicely, auto lock into place when you're using this. The disc spinning, you can actually, although I wouldn't recommend this, quite safely alter the guard so you can get easy access to where you're working, which is quite good. It's not a brushless motor. Obviously not at this price. The lock stop is here, obviously, for changing discs. It's a bit, it's fine. It's all right. Well, obviously, it goes without saying, you've got your grip here, which fits on either side if you're a lefty. Or for whatever you're using it for. The most impressive thing I found about this was the cooling and the motor. When you turn this thing on, and I don't even have a plug down here, so I can't even turn it on for you. How crap is that? It keeps it so cool. There is no chance of this thing overheating. It's just solid. It feels absolutely solid. I've dropped it a couple of times from the top of my ledge on the ladder, and it's absolutely fine. It is quite heavy. I didn't tell you what the weight is, but I reckon that's probably a couple of kilos. It's got a soft start motor, as you knock it on, it obviously starts up nice and soft and doesn't just gives you a bit of time to get your hands out the way if they're in the wrong place. So that's it, really. Bloody hell, this is the crappiest review ever, but I am in a rush, so that's why it's crap.